This video is all about DJI's Osmo Action and also the Osmo Pocket with the D-Cinelike picture profile. This picture profile will capture a nice flat image, which will give you more access to color grade it in post. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys how. What's going on, guys? My name's Jason Morris, and today we're going to talk about the DJI Osmo Action and the D-Cinelike flat picture profile. So essentially this is a picture profile that helps give you less colors, and it gives you more, I suppose, options in post-production. So a flat picture profile has, I suppose, pretty much two main purposes, and that is capturing higher dynamic range and also more access to create your own colors in post-production. Now you can use LUTs or picture profile presets in your post-production to create a little bit more colors or your style, creative style on top of your footage, and then hopefully give you nice cinematic looking footage. So having a flatter picture profile gives you more options in post to add, I suppose, what kind of colors that you want to add into your footage. Now, it will all depend on what your taste is like and what your style is like as well. Shooting in a flatter picture profile will also give you more dynamic range. That means that you're going to capture more of your highlights and more of your shadows. The good thing about the flat picture profile is that you are able to color grade it a little bit more. When it comes to D-Cinelike, it is just I suppose the right amount of desaturation through the image, which gives you, I suppose, a decent amount of space to color grade in post. It isn't like your Panasonic's 10-bit color representation. That is a lot better when it comes to these DJI Osmo Action and your DJI drones and stuff. You do have a lot more flexibility in post because you've got more information there that is captured for you to color grade in post. With the Sonys, it only has 8-bit internally, so you can't actually get too much color out of it, but you can still color grade your cameras quite well. So color grading the D-Cinelike footage is actually pretty easy. In comparable, obviously you can see here, this is Sony's S-Log2. It is really desaturated. It does capture a lot more of your highlights and shadows. And when you're exposing it, you do actually have to expose it 2 stops overexposed. And that's how you expose S-Log correctly. Whereas D-Cinelike, you don't necessarily have to overexpose by 2 stops. You can slightly overexpose it by 0.7, but you wouldn't definitely underexpose the footage. But it's really easy to color grade because it's actually quite contrasty and sharp from the beginning. It's not as flat looking as the S-Log2. So all you need to do is pretty much put a little bit of contrast in, bump up the highlights, pull the shadows down, and obviously increase that saturation, and you've pretty much got a basic standard looking image out of it. It's good, but obviously you can chuck some LUTs onto it and start getting a little bit more creative, and it just depends on how you actually want your footage to look. Now, one of the biggest questions is, why would you shoot in D-Cinelike when you can shoot in normal and have less effort in post-production and less things to worry about? Well, like I said, it'll give you more access for your dynamic range, and also you're able to put on your own style when it comes to coloring. With the normal picture profile, it's kind of baked in. So you have the camera's idea of the perfect color inside, obviously, the camera. So it all comes down to, you know, what kind of footage that you shoot, who you're shooting it for. Shooting in a flatter picture profile, it just gives you more options in post-production. I do recommend shooting in D-Cinelike and just having a go, playing around with the colors in post. I mean, whether you're using Final Cut, Adobe Premiere Pro, or DaVinci Resolve, whatever program you're using for color grading, give it a go. Try and do some sort of color grading, because, you know, it wouldn't hurt to learn the skill of being a colorist, or at least basic colorist. And essentially the only way you're going to learn is to pretty much just play around with it yourself. I mean, you can buy a whole bunch of LUTs from specific YouTubers. I mean, you could download them, pay whatever they're charging on their LUTs, add them to your footage, but not every LUT is going to be exactly the same. So you're gonna have to have the exact same settings inside the camera, what kind of lighting there is, also your color temperature, so your white balance will be different to what they're shooting in. So if you do put a LUT on, you're still gonna have to color grade it anyway to your preference. But sometimes it is good to just experiment with LUTs, because then you can get an idea of what other people do with their color grading, and then you can make your own style. It at least gives you a starting point of what you can do with your DJI Osmo Action or any kind of camera that you're using at the moment. So also when you're color grading, if you have an ND filter on the front of your DJI Osmo Action, some ND filters actually cast a slightly different color. So if you are putting LUTs on top of that, you're gonna have to help color grade that because of that color cast. It's pretty much from the coating that's on the front of the ND filters or circular polarizing filters. So you're gonna need to learn your color grading through that anyway. So just make sure you have a play around with it in post-production just to sort of get a feel of what color grading is like, and then you'll be able to have your own particular style into your videos. So that's it from me, guys. Hit that like button if you could. Really appreciate the support from all my subscribers and other people that watch my channel. Also hit that subscribe button if you already aren't subscribed to me. And make sure you hit that bell notification so you can be notified when my next videos come out. Guys, my name's Jason Morris, and I'll see you, or you, in the next video. All right, let's get it. What's going on, guys? My name's Jason Morris, and today we're gonna